We can get some viewers in.
Opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
On April 1885, even though Wyatt was a deputy, he became involved with a claim jumper named Chef Whale. That was in Washington. After that, the Earps moved on to Alaska. Imagine that. In 1898, Wyatt appointed his marshal, wrangler in Alaska, but he served for almost 10 days. 10 days as an outlaw? Could you imagine what 10 days? Hey, y'all, good morning, and how are you guys doing out there in the land of the internet? And oh, my God, you showed up. You know what? I thought today would be nothing more than just another show to show you guys some stuff here in Old Tombstone. But then I got to thinking, you know, the conversation always happens with my friends. I know, you're probably not going to understand this conversation, or nor you probably want to be a part of this conversation, but culture appropriation. When our ancestors came here, they traveled far across the sea, across the oceans. And when they got here, telling people that they were Irish, Scottish, French, wasn't necessarily a thing that we wanted to carry on for our ancestors. So folks would come and try to dress a certain way to fit in. At the time, pilgrims were making a movement. Lots of people were into prayer clothes. Lots of people were doing the prayer thing because church was at an all-time high. That time, Protestants, Ecclesiastes, Catholics, even the Jews, believe it or not, all of it was happening in the circle of time. And all we could do is sit back and go on for a ride. Well, today, I'm going to take you for a little ride on the NOK.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
No, we'll play through. Wow, times might have changed, but the sport hasn't changed, or things haven't changed. We might have slowed down a little bit, and we might have sped things up. Obviously, with the internet, powers of technology, and all these cool devices that we have now. Then the airplane, car, it changed everything. The radio changed the way movies operated, changed the way people operated. And in these times, we had to make choices. Back to the appropriation game. You know, when my ancestors came here, they came here to Ellis Isle, and they showed up in the 1800s. And when they got here, our last name was Cross. And it wasn't very cool to be Danish at that time. It wasn't very good to be Scandinavian of any sort. So my grandmother, the legend has said that my grandmother went in as the folks were coming in, all the rich, finely dressed people. And as they walked in, yeah, my grandmother looked over, and their door they were coming in and out of said crew members only. So when that's for our last name, it changed from Cross to Cruz. So important. We became Cruz, the important ones. Over years, that changed and the spelling changed. Appropriation. You know, when I ask this question to most people, they have to ask back, is this necessarily a good thing? Of course it's a good thing. Because, you know, we wouldn't have the change that we have in society now. You wouldn't have kids running around thinking that they're sheep. Maybe not sheep, but you get my point. One of the ideas is that we have to live beyond, you know, our ancestors, and we have to make it better than they did. The idea is almost like camping, that whole clean it up, leave it better than you found it. Good day, y'all. How you doing today? Hopefully your Friday is going to be outstanding. Hopefully nothing gets in the way of it. Like, you know, the Pony Express running late. Or maybe the Pinkertons are following you. Or maybe you're on Santa's bad list. However you call it. Come to Tombstone, Arizona. Imagine that. Came back just in time. Yeah. Third hole. Seems like work. Seems like life. Life is full of work. Life is full of all these ups and downs. Sometimes if that work gets in the way, you have to figure out how to laugh. See, the small endeavors are the ones that always end up being the big endeavors. It's kind of like when you're mad at the microwave oven for being mad at the wife for not answering the phone on time. You get my point. Gotta go. My par ain't too bad, but it ain't too good either. Small course in the Southwest. You know how many golf courses are in the Southwest? There's a whole lot of golf courses in the Southwest, but there ain't a whole lot of mini golf courses in the Southwest, especially ones you can possibly learn something from, like Miss China Mary. Yeah, that's right, the woman who ran Tombstone. Most folks don't talk about her because, well, she was quite violent. Then you got other holes that tell you more history. What kind of history would it be if we didn't back down, if there weren't men like Wyatt Earp? If there weren't men like Doc Holliday, well, probably wouldn't have the electric chair. Oh, no, I'm just saying. You got another hole to play. Y'all just pay attention, and look around because behind every great man, there's a great woman. And behind every great woman, there's got to be a great restaurant or something like that. Well, once again, here we are, being family and friends out here in Armador County, or I should say, Plymouth. Come on out, steampunks. That's right, you heard me right. Steampunks. I'm not really sure what it is, but it is. You should come out and see my friends. All my friends. Wild bunches of us. And remember, if you can't get it right and you don't want to do it right, you can join the Black Flag Gang, because there is only one way out of here.
Oh, looky, you showed up. Yes, I'm very happy. Today is one of those days where you have to get out of bed, look at the stars and look at the heavens, and realize that life is not all that bad. For the exchange of knowing that life has a whole lot to teach you. Okay, look, I have to get back to kicking this guy's ass in the golf. So I hope you guys have fun. Au revoir. I have to go.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals,
Go ahead,
Tyendinaga.
hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Check us out in Tyendinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyendinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz from Tombstone, Arizona. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Thursdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts, nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Now we get back to the show.
Scottish judge lines up and looks at the line. Folks, he's going. We have to take a moment to realize it's coming a long way to play this game today. Silence as he steps up. Let's see what's got the fire. Forward! Hey, y'all, you came back. I'm surprised. Yeah, commercial breaks, they tend to drive people either off or even closer or even make them think about things different. You notice how they turn the commercials up on TV that when you're watching it and suddenly everything's louder. Well, they have the FCC rule that's supposed to negate that. They don't follow it, though. And I find that most of the time when you're watching TV, it's one of those things where you get a little bit of TV, then you get a whole lot of commercial. Well, here, that's why I try to knock the commercials out in one fatal swoop. I try to bring you guys 4-minute breaks. I try to give you guys all the fun and excitement that you can possibly want as fellow compadres of the web.
Hello. And how are you doing today? Everyone needs to know. It's very important for us to say hello and I love you. But sometimes it's okay to also say blah. So, I have to go. Blah.
Wow. You guys thought you got away from not having to see me. Took a little walk. Things worked out a little different. You know, I got a question. Question to you, the viewer, the watcher, my friend. What is it that keeps you driven to watching content? Is it pretty girls? Is it race cars? Is it weed? Is it politics? God, I hope not. The idea is that I'm always looking as I'm curious to what brings you to the game. The game is life, you know? I'm not about to tell you that I'm a winner at it, but I'm just one guy who likes to play. I made a decision a little while ago to move to Tombstone, and with that being said, I didn't quite know the repercussions, the outcome. Moving to a new state, don't know people, don't have a job. I'm starting over again. Now, with this being said, this was a bold statement that I had to make because in my life at that time, I was starting to feel as if everything was starting to kaleidoscope on me. No matter how good I was doing, it seemed like I was getting slaughtered by all this hard stuff and all this hard work called life. And the thing is, I was getting buried underneath it. Now, 150 million years ago, my dad said to me, if you can find a job that you enjoy, you'll never work a day of your life. And the truth is, it's true, but you can end up resenting this job. You can end up resenting any job that you do. That's why whatever you do has to be rewarding to you. Now, when I say rewarding to you, some people think, well, hey, school teacher, it's very rewarding. Some people think police officer, it's very rewarding. I always ask the question of a stay-at-home single parent. Or maybe just that guy or girl who goes into work every day to the AM PM, every day. The people that you see at the market every day. The people who are painstakingly there while you're just carrying on with your day, buying Tylenol, water, and a frozen meal. The idea for me is that I want to show those people that I love them and I truly respect what they do, because the idea is that if it wasn't for them, I could be lost and I would end up having to do these chores. God knows I don't want those chores. So with one of those things, I got to show you a little place I went to. Hang out.
Cochise Hotel. Established in the summer 1897 or something in the whereabouts of.
If you're looking for a home in
This is a historic, registered landmark, maybe even a ghost town. Once this porch faced a major railroad and a shipping hub for the pens of cattle and wagons and ore. Imagine the smell. Here rested on this, the front guests would sit on this here porch and take in the Arizona summer. Now, a private residence offering a unique bed and breakfast events, private parties, museum tours. Just remember, King Franco has all your needs covered.
The only reason I'm laughing is because I don't want to cry. I thought this would be a great way to warm myself up, because eventually I'm going to challenge some people to come out and play with me. We're going to play all the holes, and there's going to be some definite ideas behind that. I know you're asking where? Old Tombstone. Old Tombstone, guys, in Tombstone, Arizona. If you want to come out and play and you need to find the place, we are the only mini golf in the Southwest. Not only that, but you got our friends here. You got actors and you got people putting on shows daily. People who actually probably really care about what they do. We're the longest going gunfight with national champions. What more could you possibly ask for? I know you're probably saying you can ask for a whole lot, especially if there's 50s involved, right? official 1800s bucking board, big wheel, 4x4 trailer. And you too can have the wildest ride. Check it out. Bluetooth, an official metal wheel. And you can pull along 2 horses, 3 horses, 4 horses. There's an antique bucking board. This here would be your Ford truck in your, how would you say, your 4-wheel drive for all of us farm folks. Take a look. Well, took a moment in my game to show y'all something kind of important. Shh, gotta be quiet. And then my hand is open like this too. And so ready? Do that, not like this. And that saves you. If that's like this, it might lose you more, or you might get bone against bone. Right? That's always. So here we go. One more time. Okay, good. Now, stay. Keep your arm down. There's a saying in the business: practice makes permanent. Practice makes permanent. Repetition makes permanent. That's what these guys are doing on the regular. Practice, practice, practice. It's pretty cool, huh? What you're not seeing is the crowd. You're not seeing the magic these guys are doing. They're practicing. It's kind of like life. In life, how often do you get a redo? In life, how often do you ever get a practice? Shit, not me. I've always wondered if a practice would be a cool thing to get in life. I always thought maybe if I got a practice, I could do it all over and make a better version of it, or do a better version of it with no takes. Promise I'll be kind of quiet. Oh, just let me do the talking. Oh, let him do the talking. Oh, shit, Winslow. Pardon me? No, I didn't point at you. I don't shoot my camera at my friends. Only the people that are in front of it that are meant to be in the front of it, not strangers. Unless you want to sign a waiver, I can hand you out a waiver and you can pay me $700 to put you in my video if you like.
No, you're making the video?
But $700 to get the video done.
How about if I can just watch you?
For $500, you can watch me. $700, you can be in it. You can even be a part of it. $500, you can watch. $350, you can. You have a nice day now. No, I didn't shoot him. Come on. Well, I get paid for nothing. Well, looky here, y'all. Old Tombstone. Making the paper. At some time, that meant something to people. At some point in our lives, all of us were like, oh my God, did you read the paper? You see what's on page number 1. Read all about it, extra, extra. Think about it. That kid on the corner, read all about it, extra, extra. Wyatt Earp, the good, bad, and the ugly in Tombstone. These are things they'd be yelling. You'd also hear people yelling, that's right, Meccan Mercantile, right down the street and get yourself a brand new suit and a clean shave. 10 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Or even on down to the Asura Bar where you get yourself a drink for a nickel. I know it sounds wild, and the whole thing is that these guys are called hawkers, street performers. Nowadays, when you walk down New York City, you see bright signs and bright lights and billboards, but they also have people out there hawking as well. Now, these hawkers are different than street performers, not to be confused with street performing, because it's a whole different art unto itself. How much street performing have you done? Have you done any? Or maybe in your life, you've been looking for that ultimate, I don't know, how do you say, that ultimate out that's going to get you in. I know you're probably thinking, what in God's name did he just say? Trust me, you'll see what I mean.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. NOSER Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at NoSir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with NoSir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Oh, you showed up. Look at you. Ha, I came here to hang out at the coolest cantina in all of the Southwest. No. Look. Cerveza. Yes. Can you say that? I will teach you a Spanish lesson. Cerveza. Not to be mixed with beer or the good stuff or the bubbly. But look. You can go to other parts of the world where they're like, "Score of the top of the day, old gentleman. I would like a jelly belly and on top of that with a little bit of lemon." Or they have a spot of water, good lovey. Or else they're like, "I'd like me a shot of whiskey with the water. Put it and make it dirty." Well, look, this is the problem. Most of the peoples do not understand the love of a good bar or a cantina. So for me, I love beer. I love the cantina. And I love pretty girls. Yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, no, he's coming. I have to go. Au revoir.
Wait. Could you believe that? They let puppets in this place. You know, the problem that I have with it is that puppets get away with almost anything. You know that most actors have lines. Most characters have lines. Now, when you're a puppet, you can get away with being wacky Doolittle, and people they're not even aware of how wacky you are. But the thing is, that wackiness is a part of that whole character flaw or thing, as we call actors, comedians, whatever else you do. Hopefully it's not a politician.
All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than politician? More than overpaid jerks and tight suits. I couldn't fit into a suit. A little hot during the summertime. And especially, my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Practice makes permanent. Weren't we saying that earlier? Always leading the way. Practice. That's kind of what makes shows work. If you're not practicing and you're not getting your show down, then all you're doing is wasting time and valuable energy. Now, generally, I don't do this, but I'm going to do it real quick just to show you guys. I do live in the happiest and work in the happiest place in the world. I know you're probably thinking Disneyland. No, I live in Arizona, land of the rising sun and cowboys and cowgirls. And one of the things that I love, you hear about the famous water hole. They might be doing business, and I might leave here so I don't get in their business. Let's go outside and talk a little different, but we'll bring you back to my favorite watering hole. Hey, we got the best beer, the best prices, the prettiest girls. Okay, I'm talking too much. They're giving me the evil eye. Maybe a commercial. Take his words.
I believe the saying is, one who lives in a golden canoe must never throw rocks at a plastic dinghy. You need to get your facts straight when you put them out there on the internet.
Favorite watering hole. What a theory. In the old days, it was bars, it was cantinas, it was restaurants, it was brothels. It depended on what you called your favorite. If it was a nice highfalutin place, you came in, there were napkins at the table. That's right, napkins for your face. If you were in a not-so place like that, they would barely have anything at the table. You'd basically walk in, they'd give you a cup, they'd wash it out with a rag and hand it over to you. There are some places that didn't even do that. There's some places in Mexico that actually do the pouring in your mouth for you. I know. Does that sound absurd? It sounds a bit wacky if you ask me. I don't know. I'm just a stoner. Meanwhile, I just came up with that word. Let's take a little road trip so we can take care of some business.
Oh, yes. Look, you took the ride with me. Did you like it? Did you look out the window and see all kinds of things? Yes, yes. Even they look at the things like I look at and you look at and we look at all together. But look. Wait. There is a whole lot more. I don't mean a lot more, but I mean more. Like this. Looky here. I made it to the most famous place in the wild, wild west. The OK Corral. Do you know what happened here, yes? Of course you do.
Well, no, I don't. What happened here?
The OK Corral. It is a place that they celebrate a triple homicide every day of the week, where these four brothers decided to have a shootout with a bunch of bad men.
Okie dokie.
No, the OK Corral.
Okay.
Yes, it's at the OK Corral. This is a famous corral where they would hold horses and all kinds of things.
Right.
1 hour later.
Here, right at the spot.
No, it didn't actually happen in this spot. It happened around the street in a dark alley.
So it's the not okay, but okay.
Well, it is okay, but not necessarily here, you know?
But it's over there.
Well,
okay.
Yes, it's a dark alley around the backside of the building. Everybody knows this. Well, maybe not everybody
So
knows
it's the okay alley.
Oh, that's a tough one.
So you peed it out, you got tired. It's okay. Get some water. You'll feel well better. Well better. I don't know what that meant, but that's something. Get some water. Let's go. We got more to do. We got a whole lot more to do. Like this.
Birdcage Theater. That's right, the Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona. This little building showed up in 1881, and they showed the acts of all the troubadours from across the United States. All the way from Shakespeare, all the way to the dancing girls. There's a reason they call it the Birdcage, after all. Some of the finest deals were made here in this here building. Some while playing poker, others while watching the ladies of the night. Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona.
Vice versa.
What do you use? An iPhone?
Powers of the internet. You know, as we're standing here hanging out at the bar, the train yard, all in one sitting. Can you imagine that, a train yard going through your town? And then suddenly the government making a decision that you're not worthy of it, taking it out around the 50s? Kind of strange. It's also one of those ideas of a town based off of triple homicides, based off of murders, and then all of a sudden we're making it famous off of gold and the stories that they've told of Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, and his brother Morgan. And well, they have a gay brother, but people don't talk about Warren, but that's all right. I don't mind that he's gay, but I wonder if he carried a sign that was like red, white, blue, and rainbow flags, and my brother Wyatt's Earp. No, probably not. Probably not. But the whole idea is that this town, the values, it's a small town. I came from a town of 555,000 people to come to a town of 1,400 people. Everyone here is a movie star. Everyone's famous here. It's amazing. I'm around all these super talented movie star people. Funny thing is, I worked in the movie business for 23 years. My resume goes, but I don't say it to anybody. It really doesn't matter, because the point is, when you're old and washed up, you're just old and you're just washed up. And then you're like me, and then people are like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, good morning, friends. And just in case you missed out, or in case you're going to miss out, let me make sure that you don't miss out. This morning that's right, 11 o'clock Mountain Time, come and check out my show, Waking Up with the Wayniac. You can check it out elsewhere. That's right, 1 o'clock in your cold northern region. Guys, be good to yourself and always treat yourself with love and respect. I hope to see you there.
Ah, look, I've always wanted to say, all aboard. Hey, sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? The problem is, I have my own shell, so I don't have to take a train to go with my friends, and the travel seems to be a little different. But look. Remember something that I told you a long time ago? Yes. Hopefully you remember. It goes like this.
Man, I had to run over here to get here because I thought I was late. Man, train yard. When they start calling, they don't wait around for anybody. I mean, gotta go through my bags real quick. I got all this baggage with me. Hold on for a moment. All this baggage, I gotta get to the bottom of it. Get what I packed. Hold on. Yeah. I packed it and you guys showed up. Man, I couldn't be happier. Oh man. Let's pack this in a bowl and get our head change going, because then makes a little easier for us to dropped it. Wow. Dropping weed. Well, I'll look afterwards. Because if it's right here, I dropped it. Oh my God.
Good day, y'all. How you doing today? Hopefully your Friday is going to be outstanding. Hopefully nothing gets in the way of it. Like, the Pony Express running late. Or maybe the Pinkertons are following you. Or maybe you're on Santa's bad list. However you call it. Come to Tombstone, Arizona.
Oh, look, I made it to the train yard. Finally. Only to find out that my ticket is no good here. But, look. My friend, he will take me on the train. We will go a long way. But look. All we have to do is be convincing. Okay. I am convincing. I'll be back.
The train yard. I know we talked about this once before. There are shootouts, there are things that have happened throughout the years at all these places. Mass transit goes back to the cars, goes back to all that. It goes back to knowing that time and space has made a difference for us. I know you're like, what did he just say? But think about it for a second. Let's do something. Could you imagine how it used to be to go see Grandma? Well, Grandma, sorry, we have to get in the carriage and we have to travel 9 days to go and see you. That's pretty crazy. Then again, nowadays, we can travel a few hours, few minutes, and we're automatically at Grandma's house. Or we can even do it via the web, where you're having a phone call with Grandma on the web. Pretty cool, right? Technology has this weird way of catching up with us.
Yes, I made it to the bank. Yes, I'm going to be rich. Looky. They have an ATM. They have bank tellers. I'm going to be rich beyond all of your minds can comprehension. But first, I have to do a commercial. So, be good to yourself and I'll be back. Okay? Got to go. Looky here. I made it to the most famous place in the wild west. The OK Corral. Do you know what happened here, yes? Of course you do.
Well, no, I don't. What happened here?
The OK Corral. It is a place that they celebrate a triple homicide every day of the week, where these four brothers decided to have a shootout with a bunch of bad men.
Okie dokie.
No, the OK Corral.
Okay.
Yes, it's that, the OK Corral. This is a famous corral where you would hold horses and all kinds of things.
Right.
1 hour later.
Here, right at the spot.
No, it didn't actually happen in this spot. It happened around the street in a dark alley.
So it's the not okay, but okay.
Well, it is okay, but not necessarily here, you know?
But it's over there.
Well,
okay.
Yes, it's a dark alley around the backside of the building. Everybody knows this. Well, maybe not everybody
So
knows
it's the okay alley.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yes, you made it here to where the sun is out and it is beautiful today. But look. Yes, we have what is called a 9,000 square foot rose tree. Yes, a rose tree. Say it right. It smells so good. All of the women's there, they love the way it smells. All they want to do is pet my shell. Pet my shell. Oh, baby, pet. Oh, sorry. But look. There is a museum in there. Whole lots of information for you to get. But as well, you can also smell the roses. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, I'll stop. I have to go. Au revoir.
Part of that transportation game. Can you imagine at one time we waited for stagecoaches? Fucking stagecoaches. Only to get beat around for hours in a vehicle that does not have a suspension that goes across the highway. You're sitting next to people that stink. The windows roll up and down because they're leather. And when leather gets wet, it probably smells amazing. Then you're sitting next to people who probably have showered maybe once a week, maybe, and they're ripe. And you're sitting in this carriage going, and then they probably want to read the Bible to you. Oh my God.
Well, finally made it out here. Problem is the heat is absolutely terrible. And then I ran into these gents. Oh, they take all the fun out of the game. Well, come out to Tombstone. Check this place out. It's actually pretty wild. They say it's where history actually happened. Personally, I haven't seen no history yet, but I'm ready to make some. Get out of here! You made it back. That is good. Look. This tree we are standing underneath, it is a legend. Yes, there is a cowboy by the name of Jose. And Jose was shot in a shootout underneath this tree, right here. The bad men came and were like, "You're a bad man." I'm like, "No, you're a bad man." They're like, "No, fuck you." And I'm like, "No, you don't, fuck you." And then they start to yell at each other. They go back and forth. He's like, "No, you're a bad man." I go, yes, I'm a bad man. We have to go to commercial. Au revoir. Well, there went my Uber.
You made it back. Kind of thought my friend scared you off. Never. You're like, never. What? A turtle scare me off? Takes more than that to scare. Or was it the pistol? Pistols tend to scare people off. Yeah, I've had them put in my face a few times, and I can't say I liked them ever. When we're acting, it's a whole lot of fun. But when someone thinks they're a tough guy with a pistol, just, it really chaps my fucking hide. But you know what? I just got to say, thank you for joining with me today. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. Because guys, ultimately, so you're aware, so I'm aware, if it wasn't for you guys, I would be up here completely alone. Thank you so much for viewing. I did not get to my comments today because I've been a little busy, but I will get back to the comments. I will say thank you to you guys so very much. Once again, if it wasn't for you, I would be completely alone. And the idea of being alone sucks, right? So the idea is that we do this so we don't have to be alone. Guys, no one has to be alone and no one has to suffer. If you need to know that, there's an 800 number that you can call for help. Not that you probably need it. There's a whole lot of phone numbers that we can call. And the idea is that each one of us matters so very much. The idea is that some days, they don't add up. Some days you feel like maybe you're lost in the wreckage, or maybe you're coming in 5th place. The whole idea is that for me personally, I think that race that we're in is more of a team thing or a relay race. We have to help each other along the way. Pass the baton, help your brother and your sister along. Hey, that rhyme. You know, there's so much more that we can talk about, and there's so much more that we can pontificate on. The point is that I might just be annoying you.
Looky. So, the bank, would it work?
No, Stagecoach is where it's at.
But they're moving, and you got to catch up with them.
No, it's the Stagecoach, trust me.
But but you can get the lock boxes in the bank.
No, haven't you seen, that movie, Stagecoach and the Furious?
Fourth and Allen, street that goes down in infamy. Most of the time, when people think of that fateful street, they just think it's another street that someone happens to be going down. No, on that fateful day, there was a mayor trying to stop some gentleman from going down and making their triple homicide famous. It's a very famous area. Got these beautiful mountains back there that they tell a story unto themselves. If these streets could truly tell a tale, what do you think you'd hear? It's what I question every day that I'm here. To me, here in Tombstone, the streets, the air, the energy, the people, it brings this richness. I know that's a weird use of word, but it really brings this thing. It brings value to you and your life and all the things that you're around. Sometimes I think it's best. I think it's best for us to just take a step, take a breath, slow down, and let somebody else do the driving. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for being a part of my show. Thanks for hanging out with me here in Tombstone. Thanks for doing a little bit of mini golf with me. I really had a whole lot of fun. And I do hope we get to do this some more. From us here in Tombstone, the city where the rising sun is always rising and it's always beautiful in the land of the dust, we'd like to say to you personally, thank you very much. Dankeschön, or whatever other way we get to say thank you, because it does matter so very much. Whether you're shopping and spending your money or whether you're just walking around, the idea is that we ultimately need each other. Whether it's a puppet or it's just a funny thing that we have on our day, a commercial. I hope that you laughed a little bit today, because I did. And I hope with a little bit of laughter comes a few smiles. Guys, as we like to say here in the Southwest, God bless. Pass the ammo. Au revoir.
Well, there went my Uber.
Well, it wouldn't be my show if I didn't play you my favorite clip that I always play. You have to love someone who is really skilled and has mad skills. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give you my friend. Checkers.
We're going to do it. I need dead silence. And then when I get it all the way down, I'm going to turn so you can all see it. And you're going to erupt in applause.
This is weird.
Yes? Yes!
My ex.
Okay, I believe you. Here we go. Dead silence.
If you're wondering what that was, that is a 2-foot sword, a real sword that girl is doing that with. No magicry, no stage tricks. She has an insane skill. Could you do that? I just the thought of it just makes me go like, bleh. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I know in the comments, I'm going to have fun going back here and reading. I do hope you guys have a glorious day. We got started a skosh early, so I got to go a skosh late just to make sure that the magic happens. And I think about all the time spending with you guys and the magic that we have with you guys. The magic that we're spending is in Tombstone. It's Tombstone magic, baby. Oh, you didn't leave after that. I kind of thought we might have scared you off. I kind of thought that you'd be afraid. I can also tell you that my friend loves being around you guys. He ultimately would love to hang out and spend some time with you guys. And I know that a few fine words with my friend might be what's needed. Let me go get him.
We made it a long way, did we not? Yes, yes. I made it down here, and I'm standing here on 4th, in between Tough Nut and Allen Street. Tough Nut, yes, what a wild street to be on. Allen, yes, yes, yes. That is the street where the Wyatt Earp brothers did all of their dirty work. Pachoo, 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 pachoo. Now, look. Hey, yes. There is so much for you here. Everything is worthwhile. All you have to do is go in and look. Hopefully you come out to the wild, wild, wild west and hang out with me, Tardell, and my good friend, Mr. Wayne, because every day is a shining day here in the Southwest. Oh, I almost forgot. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, it is okay to be nice to each other, because once in a while it's okay to say, fuck you. I have to go. Oh, sorry, that was bad. Au revoir.
That's right, you heard my friend. Guys, get outside your world and go see something. Whether it's small like a vacation, whether it's a puppet, or whether it's just getting out and getting the sun at your back, or riding a bicycle, or hanging out with your wife. Get out and see something. Do something, be something, and be important. Guys, I love you. From me, that's right, the Tombstoner, to you, keep it green. See you later. Get out of here.
Woo-hoo-hoo!